Hey guys, Bosco Nick here. I changed the name from Find Your Truth to 1A Matters to see if maybe my YouTube videos will get put back out in circulation instead of being put on the back burners of YouTube. And maybe it'll help me get more subscribers and whatnot. I haven't made a video in a while, so I figured I'll just make one today. I had this feeling that this shit was going to happen for a while now, and I've been telling people this. And what was it, yesterday? Now, the alphabet agency that likes to approve poison to its own people that fund them, which is quite interesting, via tax dollar. I'm talking about the FDA, who approved the criminal Pfizer company vaccine for the whole thing that's going on. This company has paid in over $3 billion in court cases and fines and jury fees, all kinds of stuff. Just Google it. Oh, wait, matter of fact, you can't do that now, as of yesterday, because our commie search engine system here that's directed back to China, just totally deleted it. If you'd like to see what it did say before they deleted it, well, I happened to take a screenshot of it, and I put it side by side with the recent screenshot of it, which does not show any of the captions at the top. You actually have to click on one of the links to go find it. And then, of course, you're going to have the spam that says, oh, fact checkers. Whenever you hear that word, just know they're false tellers, because that's all they are. That's all those people are. They're censoring you. They're trying to censor truth. They're trying to censor facts. They're trying to censor this stuff to indoctrinate our children for their future, is exactly how that works. After these people here in office already stole the money from our children. That's all these legislations people like, to press buttons for, so that the ruler can oppress the other individual because you don't like the way they live, and well, they're going to vote for the other guy because they don't like the way you live, so they want the other guy to make rules for you to live. Didn't you understand that that's divide and conquer? Yeah. Anyway, back to Pfizer. So they're going to mandate, which is not a law at all. A mandate is something that you give your employees at work. That is a mandate. Publicly, you're not mandated for anything. You are by the law of the land, which is no harm, no loss, no crime. Period. Because the system we're under now is a false system claiming to be an American system, and it is not whatsoever, at all. The American system has been corrupted for 150 years, since 1871, when they created the corporate United States, which is a corporation. The United States is a corporation. It is not a country, period. America is the continent, the land, your country. That's it. The United States is like Rome to Italy, to whatever other statists that are like that. I can't think of them off the top of my head. So we'll just use Rome right now as an example to Italy, as DC is to America. Okay, it's statism. That's where you get your statism. Your capital comes from banks. Capital is money. Capitalism comes from the British banking, which started in 1913 with the Federal Reserve, through the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan, and the list goes on. And I think it was, I forget who was president then. I'm gonna say, I don't want to say Jimmy Carter. I can't remember his name. But anyway, he went to Jekyll Island with them and all. There's books on it and everything. It's not fiction. It's fact. Okay. So we were only sovereign for 95 years, from 1776 to 1871. We were free, independent individuals living our own independent lives freely without oppression. Meaning false persecution, which is what the Roman canon law system loves to do all the time, false persecution. They wind up leaving the bad walk and then falsely persecute. That's false persecution. They do it all the time. And so you have, the banking system that runs the currency, okay, and then you have Rome that runs your statism, that runs all the laws. That's why it's called Roman canon law. It's not American law. It's not the law of the land. It's Admiralty maritime law, Roman canon law. It's all the same thing. It's all laws of the sea, the Holy See, Romans, the papacy, currency. It's not money. It's currency. It comes from them. The Phoenicians, the fakes, the phonies, the merchants. But anyway, back to Pfizer. So with the FDA approving it, like they do every other bit of poison they love to approve, and screw everything that's natural and condone any doctor that talks about nature and natural medicine, these criminals, mind you, these criminals are going to try to mandate this to all your public servants, we'll put it, because that's what they really are, public servants. They're not authority, public servants. They serve you, the taxpayer. So you're not tax cattle. Don't think you're tax cattle. Don't think you're sheep. You are the owner of the corporation, partially, yes, and the rest of us too. But anyway, these criminals of Pfizer, these criminals of the United States corporation, are going to send our troops to military tribunals if they don't take it, and if they leave the service. You're going to have that person, that individual, or many other individuals are going to have a military tribunal for them. Be real. They swore an oath to the Constitution. They didn't swear an oath to Big Pharma. Okay? These people have a right to say no to you. And they have a right to turn gun on said political parasites and say, no, you are going against everything the forefathers actually warned us about, and here we are. And in the Constitution, it clearly states, if the people feel that the government has gone too tyrannical, that we have the right to abolish it and reestablish a government within our liking. If we see it that way. If we don't need a government, then we don't need one, period. And I feel no country needs a ruler or a leader. I think we're well over that. Well over that. That's like some 16th century shit, like back in the medieval times, or even further back with kings, queens, and bishops, and pawns, and popes, and all. We're done with that shit. That shit's history. Legit. We should all be free, sovereign individuals with your own individual life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Okay? But going on a killing spree, if that makes you happy, no, that's illegal. That's bad. That's against the laws of the land, which is no harm. Don't do harm. Don't kill people. Don't break and don't steal their shit. And you're not a criminal. Simple. But they're gonna fucking make our military personnel force them or go to a military tribunal. You know who needs to go to a military tribunal? Let's say Biden. He needs to go to a military tribunal. Any other political puppet needs to go to a military tribunal. All of them do. Because they're all criminals. They sold the country out. They sold the taxpayers out 3 times. 1871, 1913. Actually, they did it more than that. They sold us out during the Great Depression, the first one. They sold us out. Well, actually, that was the 1913 Act that got us into the Great Depression and the war. Notice wars started like crazy after we got the banksters involved. What did the Rothschilds' mother say? If my sons didn't want wars, there wouldn't be wars. No, if the people don't want a war, and they're going to look at you and say, screw you, screw your fake money, screw your lies, screw your fake government, screw your fake laws, we're done. We absolve our hands of you people. These are done. You can blip, 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 all you want. We just don't give a shit. There's many other countries standing up right now, like Australia, Germany was doing it, the UK, all over the world. Over in Ireland, they're literally throwing people in dog cage-like style paddy wagons to force them to quarantine. Breaking into your home and dragging people out, your family members out, and putting them in paddy wagons that look like dog kennels, and taking them God knows where. But the whole point of this video was Pfizer. It's a criminal, corrupt organization. It's been proven. The FDA is also a criminal, corrupt organization. It's been proven. Look at all the poison they put out on the market for you to just keep taking in because you're too to even research for yourself. You just soon turn that thingy on and listen to that. Let me also bring mind to this to close. That thing, the news that you get off of there is no longer the news, and it hasn't been the news. There was an incident that happened in the 50s. I believe it was the 40s or the 50s, somewhere around in there, that the CIA was caught planting people in the media, pushing propaganda. See, that was after the banks. The banks corrupted the corporations, the alphabet agencies, corrupted all of them. Do as we tell you, or we don't give you money, or we won't fund you, or we won't help with this, or we won't tax the people, or force them, pay taxes for just about everything, including death and after. It's all bribery. The whole system. It's a big pile of bribery and conspiracy and criminals. It's just crooks. Twisted crooks using a law not of this country to suppress people of this country and indoctrinated us with it for 150 years now. Time to wake up, do your research, people. It's time to stand up too, especially for your military men and women. Help them out. Let your voices be heard and stop this madness. We can all do it together. Just like those criminals kept saying on the brainwashing box, we're all in it together. We're all in it together. They weren't speaking about the public being in it together or the private citizens being in it together. They're talking about the governments of the world being in it together. The international monetary funds, the world banks, everything. They're the ones that are in it together against us. For another good time on the YouTube here, hit me up, like, share, subscribe. You can also catch me on my Facebook page, Constitution. I also have 2 Facebook groups. One is Find Your Truth, and the other is 1A Matters. Thanks, guys, and have an awesome day. Stay safe and stay vigilant. Catch you on the next one.